Okay, how do everyone? I need to do a little bit of prep work before we actually get started here, so I'd like to preface with my reasoning behind what we're playing, because this isn't what I originally planned. My original plan was actually for a Game Boy Advance game, but recently I discovered back in, I want to say it was September of last year, EA, the slot-making parasites, recently released a remake for a beloved PopCap classic called Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. I'm not going to be going into too much details about it, save that this is standard EA slop, on top of the fact that they used AI to make it, so it's double slop. I personally find the very existence of that game offensive, especially to the team behind the original Plants vs. Zombies. So I'm going to be dedicating this entire playthrough to the geniuses behind that original work. Namely, let me see here the list. Those would be George Fan, Todd Semple, Rich Warner, Laura Shigihara, Enrique Kortz, Matt Holmberg, and Stephen Notley. So, without further ado, let's get started with the Game of the Year edition. Now, give me just a second here, because this does require a little bit of jiggery-pokery to actually get working on OBS here. So it should already be connected there. There we go. So if I click here, and then hit Alt-Enter, that should hopefully be doing full screen and still showing up on the window capture. So we shall see if that's actually working or not. Is my stream frozen? No, it is not. Perfect, it's actually working. So, let's go ahead and create a new user. Oh, I can't put symbols in here. We'll just put Lanston LP. That'll do fine. Alright. So before we get started, I want to go ahead and make a Zombatar. Yeah, nobody really cares about this anymore. So what this does is this allows you to create a custom zombie portrait, and the zombie you make here will actually appear in the game. Let's see. So we'll start with, I don't really care about skin color. It's a corpse. Who cares? Let's see. Black hair. No facial hair. I don't necessarily want a worm coming out of my eye. Let's see. Angry eyebrows, I think, works fine. Let's see. That obscures the eyes. Classy, but no. Nice set of purple shades, why not? Clothing. The clothing doesn't matter because it doesn't appear on the avatar. Yeah, just go with a black suit, why not? We'll go with the bell collar for the accessory. I don't really care about gold teeth. Pirate hat? Jester cap. I could make that really silly. I can also wear a Star-Spangled Dunce cap. Or a beret. A beret would probably look pretty nice. Maybe a turban? No, not a turban. I don't think the beret really goes with the hair. Neither does the beanie, because you can see it clips through. Sombrero? Nah. The pirate hat actually looks pretty good with his hairstyle, so I think I'll go with the pirate hat. And then backdrop, I will go with the roof, because the roof is my favorite level. So we'll go ahead and finish this one. Alright, so we've made our Zombatar, so let's go ahead and get going. But before we get started, though, a little bit about the game, and probably, y'all are probably wondering why the aspect ratio on this one's a little weird. Firstly, Plants vs. Zombies, the original, was released for PC in 2009, back when PopCap was actually still its own company. Before it got bought out by the parasites at EA. It is a tower defense game. It is the only tower defense game I've ever played, but... Excuse me. But, you'll see more of the gameplay when we actually get into it, but it's a PC exclusive, or at least at first it was a PC exclusive tower defense game. After EA bought PopCap out, it has since expanded to other platforms, and has become a whole IP onto itself, which is 99% awful. Simply because the original creators had no hand in it. But let's go ahead and get started then. We have an achievement thing here. I'm going to... Well, I can't actually get any more of these because these are tied to Steam achievements. I've already got most of them. But, you probably noticed on my other file there was a golden sunflower trophy over here where the achievements were. I'm going to make an attempt to at least get that before calling the playthrough complete. So, the only option we have right now is to start the adventure. As far as controls go, it's purely point and click, so nothing special there. So, let's get started. Oh, something I forgot because I went off on a tangent. The reason for the weird aspect ratio is this particular version of the game, which you can find on Steam as Game of the Year, if you don't play it in full screen, it's locked to a ratio of, I think, 800 by 600, and there's no way to change that without using external software. I have found a workaround for streaming purposes, because I usually play this full screen anyway, but, so you're just going to have to deal with seeing the black bars on the side there. There's really not much I can do. But anyway, we'll get started here. Click on a seed packet to pick it up. We have a pea-shooter. Pea-shooters are the basic ranged units. I don't know the exact, like, numeric values in the code behind the game, so I will just be using what in-game metrics are available as far as damage goes. For instance, with the plants, I will be gauging plant damage in terms of peas. Let's see. Okay, so that's a standard zombie. They take 10 peas to kill. Zombies do bites, as you would expect. They are purely melee units. I think it takes most plants 7 bites to get destroyed. Can I get a 4th pea shooter? No, I cannot. Yeah, a regular pea shooter will automatically shoot peas down the lane that they're in. They do 1 pea of damage per shot. Next we have sunflower. Sunflowers are your primary resource generation plants, as most tower defense games usually have some sort of resource, or 2 or 3, that you need to manage in order to actually build your defenses. In this case, because we're dealing with plants, we have to use sunlight because, you know, photosynthesis and all that. Though contrary to how actual sunflowers work, these ones produce sunlight that you can pick up and bank. Generally speaking, it's a good idea for most defensive setups to have 2 columns of sunflowers in the back. So that way you can maintain a decent supply of sun to keep all of your stuff up and running.
The zombies are
okay, I want you there. So a few other basics while we're getting set up here. The first 3 levels are the tutorial. Even though, depending on who you ask, the first time you play through Adventure Mode could be considered a tutorial for the game. Because it does take it easy on you the first time through. But, little bit of other tutorial information. These red things in the back here at the very far end of the lawn, those are lawnmowers. Those are your last line of defense should a zombie get through. They will hit the lawnmower, which will then automatically activate, go down the entire lane, and insta-kill any zombie it makes contact with until it rolls off screen. If a zombie manages to make it past, or all the way down a lane that does not have a lawnmower, they will enter your house, eat your brain, and kill you. Game over. So, the whole point of the plants here is to keep them out of our house. Because they don't pay rent. We don't want them there. So, well, since the whole basis of this Let's Play is based on righteous indignation at the existence of the remake, I might as well go ahead and talk about some of the artistic passion that went into this game. Namely, the music of Laura Shigihara. And you can see right here, here's our little Zombatar leading the charge. That is a flag zombie, by the way. Zombatar replaces the flag zombie whenever you make one. They're basically just a standard zombie. They just tend to hit the front of waves whenever a final wave comes up. You can see how many waves there are down here at the bottom. Anytime you see a flag zombie will show up. But back to the artistic prowess that went into this game and Laura Shigihara's work. Specifically, I'll be talking about the music. The music track that you are hearing during these first few levels is called Grasswalk, because these are in the day levels. I also want to go ahead and mention that this LP is going to be treated a little differently to my previous ones, because in the grand scheme of things, especially compared to some of my other games, Plants vs. Zombies is actually pretty short. Like, I could probably finish adventure mode, just standard adventure mode. Probably not in the 3-hour time frame that I've got, but 2 episodes at most for regular adventure mode. There are 50 levels total in each adventure mode run. But they're divided up into 10 level sets, so what I'm probably going to do, at least initially, is just have these episodes be based on the level sets, not any strict time limit on my part. So once we get to the end of level 10, we will call it for this episode and then probably go stream something else for the remainder of the time. Those of you on YouTube will just be seeing the Plants vs. Zombies bits. One more pea shooter, perfect. So we actually do have a new zombie that's going to be showing up here, called the Conehead zombie. Best way to deal with them at this point is to have whatever lane they're in, hitting them with 2 pea shooters. Because that cone gives them some extra durability. I don't remember exactly how much. And coneheads are fairly common in the zombie hordes. They're also a commonly recurring nuisance, because they're one of the tankiest zombies that you really can't do anything about, except for just outright killing them. Because there are other zombies later that are tankier for various reasons, but those tankier zombies usually have some plant that hard counters them or otherwise makes their defenses moot. Coneheads don't have anything that hard counters them, so it really is just pump ammo downwind until you kill them. Or downrange, I should say, not downwind. My bad. Now let's see, back to Laura Shigihara though. The main menu theme, I will not say the name of, because that actually spoils a character we may or may not be meeting. And the beginning of the level theme, which when we have more seed packets we'll actually get to hear, is called Choose Your Seeds. So we actually did get a new plant. We have the Cherry Bomb. What the Cherry Bomb does is it insta-kills every zombie in a 3x3 area based on where you plant it. You can actually see if you look at the grass, each of the little bits of grass there is kind of arranged like a grid with the different color of green denoting where each tile is. So as you saw, putting a Cherry Bomb there blew up everything in this radius. It recharges slow and it's expensive, but it's a good sort of emergency thing that you can use. Okay, this song right here is called Zen Garden, which is a new thing we can get further in, but you hear it whenever you pick up a new seed, which is nice. So, let's see, this one is the Walnut. This is your defensive wall. Walnuts have a lot of HP. They take way more than 7 bites to die. So they're good for stalling, but they are not invulnerable. You get enough zombies on them and they'll go down fairly quick. So now that we're at level 4, we have the full playing field available. It's not just 1 or 3 lanes, we now have all 5. Which means setup is going to take a little bit longer, but 3 sunflowers should be sufficient. Okay. I could put a walnut up there, but I don't want to. because stalling at this early point's not going to do me a whole lot of good. Now, I think it's after this level we get a plant that's actually really good for that, for setup. But we just kind of need to build our defenses as the need arises while slowly stockpiling sunflowers there. Once we have a full contingent of sunflowers here in the back, we can start putting more stuff up, but for now we just need to gather resources. Come on, I need one more. Thank you. Yeah, back in the day, PopCap was known for making a lot of casual games. Obviously, Plants vs. Zombies. Let's see, Peggle. Zuma was one that I was pretty familiar with because I had a friend that had Zuma Deluxe on disc, I believe. Which, by the way, I actually had this game when it came out on the original disc before it got Steam integration. So, yeah, I still have my original disc, and if you don't have it yourself, I suggest looking for it secondhand. Let's see, DJ Tom 3 has joined the adventuring party. How doing? Thank you for the follow. I really do appreciate that. Good luck in PvZ. Thank you. Yeah, as I mentioned, PvZ is a casual game, though, so it's not that difficult. There can be some tricky bits later on, but we won't be encountering those for quite a while. You speedrun. Well, that's awesome. I imagine you probably have optimal strats and will laugh at my paltry strategies, because I play this game casually. When I do play it. I don't play it too often. It's more of a nostalgia thing for me. Or if I just feel like enjoying the work of Laura Shigihara, because her music is bomb. Let's take care of that conehead up there. Not that hard of a gamer. If you speedrun, you're a harder core gamer than me. I can tell you that. And to kind of give you an idea of how high praise that is, DJ, my previous Let's Play before this one was Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, where the only boss that killed me was Bed of Chaos. Alright, so at this point we can start setting up walnuts and we should be fine. In fact, watching casual playthroughs is nostalgic because we all start from somewhere. That is very true. But yeah, this setup here with a whole bunch of walnuts up front should be sufficient. Alright, let's see where the cone heads are going to be in this wave, if any show up. Okay, you're down there, so I want to wait until they actually come into the lane there, and Howie! Yeah, during a wave, you actually do want to wait for all the zombies to get onto the grass before you plant an explosive, because if they're off-screen, they won't get hit by it. Even if you plant the cherry bomb, like right here, it'll still miss them, because they're not technically existing yet. And we get a shovel, lets you dig up a plant to make room for another. We can now edit our garden as we see fit. Hey, who are you? Ah, Crazy Dave, you're the guy that this song is named after. Okay, Crazy Dave. You plant in column 9, you can catch them before they hit the grass. Ooh, that's nice to know. In my experience, it's, if they're not even on screen, it tends to miss, but that's nice to know. Okay. I like this because it integrates a tutorial pretty nicely just into the base gameplay. Because there is no how-to-play thing in this version of the game. That's what the first 5 levels are for. Yeah, it's as simple as clicking on the shovel, highlighting a plant, and removing it. Okay. Oh boy, bowling! I'm not good at bowling! Ooh, a walnut. You have a moment when they're on the pavement, but before they're on the grass. Ah, okay, yeah, so it's like the second they just come on screen. Yeah, that makes sense. Why did you put a walnut in my hand, Crazy Dave? Clearly. Yeah, I'm not gonna voice this guy, because he does a good enough job of that himself. Wabby Wabbo indeed. Okay, so every 5 levels in adventure mode gets interspersed with a minigame. This particular minigame is walnut bowling. This is what is known as a conveyor belt level, where you don't have standard sun or anything like that. The seed packets come to you on a conveyor belt, and that's what you have. You have to use what the game gives you. So what I like to do, we also have a red walnut here, Explodo-Nut. That's basically a cherry bomb that in walnut form. Whenever you place a walnut, it kind of just goes down, bounces off zombies, and you can ricochet and chain hit zombies that way. Generally speaking, I like to wait until the zombies are over the line before I start bowling at them. Gives me time to actually stockpile some... Oh, almost. Gives me time to stockpile nuts there. Ooh, nice. Got one on the back end. I remember when I was doing my practice run a couple of weeks ago, I was apparently encountering a dry spell of Explodo-Nuts because the game did not give me any. Like, this particular version of Walnut Bowling isn't difficult enough to warrant having a bunch of Explodo-Nuts, but later on when we can actually play it again at our leisure, it's not getting Explodo-Nuts can be a bit of a problem. Let's see. Oh, I missed again. Yeah, either it's when the zombie crosses the line or when the conveyor belt gets full, whichever happens first. Droughts can be brutal for speedrunning. When you're playing 110, you don't get any cherries. More or less, yeah. Okay, we got a nice ricochet there. You get enough zombies on screen, you can actually chain, I think up to like 9 or 10 if you get lucky. But the zombie density at this point is not high enough for that to really be a thing. And as you can see, the cone heads take 2 walnuts to take down, not just 1. Aw, missed. Okay. You cross the line, so away you go. Man, angles. Only comes when you've covered up the well. Ah, yeah. Ooh, nice. So, something interesting about how Walnut Bowling does angles, you can see, for the most part, when I roll one down, it'll randomly bounce either up or down. If you roll it down either the very top or very bottom lane, it'll always go in the opposite direction of whichever way it's in. Like, the very top lane will always go down, because it can't go up, that's the edge of the lawn. Nice. Also, back to music. This particular track is notorious for getting people in copyright trouble. This is the minigame track Loon Boon. L-O-O-B-O-O-N. Yeah, like, of all the soundtracks in the game that gets flagged, Loon Boon is the one that always gets flagged by things for some reason. You know what? I've got Explodo-Nuts, so away with you. Goodbye. And we get one of my favorite plants in the game. The Potato Mine explodes on contact but takes time to arm itself. Pretty good remix that mashes this song up with World Revolving from Deltarune. I have never played Deltarune, so I don't know how good the music is. Okay, so we got a new zombie down there, and that's the pole vaulting zombie. It will jump over the first plant it comes across. Now, I like potato mines for the setup portion here, because at least at the start, whenever a wave or a level first initially begins, the density of the zombies, in order to give you time to set up, is based on either a timer or how fast you kill the first zombies. So this guy's coming this way, so I want to put a potato mine right there. I believe it takes the time for a regular zombie to walk 3 or 4 spaces for the potato mine to actually arm itself. But when a zombie steps on it, it goes kaboom and instantly kills it. It's very good at the beginning here for building up a lot of sun really quickly, because the next couple of zombies won't show up until either enough time has passed, which in this case probably will happen, yep, there you go, or you have this guy die too quickly. At this point, we can probably get away with using potato mines for the first 3, maybe 4 zombies. They arm when the seed refresh is about halfway up. That's another good indicator. Spatow! If you didn't already have achievements unlocked, you'd get an achievement for getting a potato mine to blow up. But yeah, as long as the zombies are coming in one at a time, we can use potato mines to take them out, so... This will give us time to stockpile a whole bunch of sun here. So I actually do have a plan that I want to enact here, once I get enough sun to do so. So keep in mind that potato mines have a really low cost. Same thing with the sunflower. Oh, I'm definitely using a potato mine on you. Comes into play in the speedrun. Ooh. Okay. Nice to know. Okay, we have a pretty good setup going here as far as our sun reserves go, so we can go ahead and start planting pea shooters in the lanes here. Sometimes we just take auto-scroll... Hold on. Right there. Sometimes we just take an auto-scroll, which you call zombie spawning when too much time has passed, so we can build up more sunflowers at the start. Okay. Okay, so for this guy, we actually want to put a potato mine right there, because potato mines are cheap. And he'll just jump right over it, and by the time we kill him, that thing should be armed, so... any zombie that happens to come on screen down there will probably just get exploded before anything else becomes a problem, so... Yeah, potato mines are really good at the beginning for getting a lot of sun built up. Need some assistance. We actually even let some lawnmowers go. Ah! During the first few levels, I can see how that would probably be effective, but I'm going to try and not lose any lawnmowers if I can help it, which during adventure mode's pretty easy. During the minigames, and especially survival mode, that gets more difficult, but we will see those as time passes. Ooh, nice big chunk there. You jump over that. Just focus on planting sunflowers, don't do that casually. Yeah, not a good idea. Okay, final wave should be coming here pretty soon. You jump over that. Speaking of final wave, indeed. The wave right before the final wave is important because every zombie in the wave must die before the game can send in a huge wave. I have noticed that, yeah. I imagine if you were good with stalling, you could probably stall them nigh indefinitely to set up a huge defense. Oh, hang on, we got a bot. Let me get rid of you. Alright, yeah, you, bam. A likely ban evader, too. Okay, so we got a new plant here, Snow Pea. This is an upgraded pea shooter that freezes zombies that it shoots. Frozen peas will, or any freezing effect, will slow zombies' movement. I believe it slows down their attack speed, too. Other waves, there's a rule called the 50% rule. Okay. So, with the slowdown effect of a snow pea, if you plant a snow pea early enough, like when a cone head is like over on this side, like just stepping onto the lawn, a snow pea can solo a cone head because of the slow. But the slowing effect does not stack, however, so you really only want one snow pea per lane. In order to progress the game, you have to deal 50% of total health of any given wave of zombies. Got another one coming down there on the bottom. So, for example, if you get 2 conehead zombies, you'll need to kill one to make the next wave spawn. That makes sense. We have an expert here, folks. I really appreciate the information. That's nice to know. I always like learning stuff about games that I grew up with. Penultimate waves are the exception. Ooh, very nice to know.
Brains.
Which is why you go aggressive, but not too aggressive. You still have to final to deal with on wave 9s. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to use a Snow Pea on this one because I was too busy reading chat. That's fine. Conehead on that lane. I'm going to try my best to be active on reading chat, but the game does progress in real time, and I don't necessarily want to pause the game every time that a new message pops up. I am trying to be social, though, since huge waves come every 10 flags. Nice to know. Okay, at this point, put a Snow Pea right there. Put a Potato Mine right there. Snow Pea down there. And this one we actually have 2 flags, so we have 2 huge waves to deal with. Okay, for you, just put a Sunflower right there. Sunflowers are cheap. And due to their price, they are expendable. But for as long as that Sunflower is there, we can get a little bit of extra sun out of it. So, not a huge deal. Start setting up other things here. I think that should be sufficient. If this guy survives, they're going to be a massive trooper. Nope. Didn't think so, but that's okay. Oh, there's a Potato Mine there. You know what? This will do a good spot to go kablooey. Right, there we go. If I wanted to be a little more aggressive, I could have put another column of pea shooters there. But I think this will be sufficient for what the level has to offer. So something to note about the pole vaulting zombie, you notice before he jumps, he actually runs pretty quick. They are the first zombie that runs. You also notice there he dodged a pea that was coming his way when he jumped. But, yeah, they are the first zombie that runs, but they slow down after they make their jump, so usually a pretty good idea to make them waste their jump sooner rather than later. And there will be plenty of other zombies that run as the game goes on. I actually need to replace that potato mine up there. He's about to get stepped on. Yep, okay, that's fine, but that's why he was there. Alright, let's... Okay, we got 2 Cobalters, that's fine. And Kablooey! Chomper! Probably one of the worst plants in the game. I will only use it when necessary for the most part, and that doesn't come up often. I think there's only like 2, maybe 3 levels that require you to actually use these. Okay, we got a new zombie here. We have the Buckethead zombie. Buckethead zombies are really tanky. You need at least 3 pea shooters in a lane to reliably take those down. So, Right. So as far as stuff I want, sunflowers, of course. I want both the peas. This will probably be the safest level to actually show off the Chomper on. I'll do it here just to show it off, but afterwards I'm never going to voluntarily use it. So how Chomper works is Chomper is an instant death plant, but it's melee range. Specifically, it has a range of a little over 1 tile in front of it. It's like 1 tile and then like, I think 1/8 of a tile after that. Because when a zombie, for example, is chewing on a walnut, it's not occupying the same space as the walnut. It's occupying the space a little bit in front of it. And the Chomper actually has enough range to reach over the walnut and chomp on whatever zombie's eating it. So we're not going to have our cherry bomb for this one, but like I said, this should be a fairly safe level to show off Chomper on. Yeah, the really bad thing about Chomper, besides its really short range, is it has something like a 45-second cooldown or something ridiculous like that between zombie kills. It has a very low DPS rating. Because, yeah, it can insta-kill almost any zombie that comes near it, but it can only do that once every 45 seconds or so. So, it's pretty bad. Not worth the sun cost. Alright, that's the sunflower setup. And we just need to collect sun as much as we can. So probably the last zombie I can kill with a potato mine. Oh, yep, here comes a Buckethead. We're gonna need everything we got on that one. Alright. I'm gonna put Chomper right there, just in case he makes it, which he probably will with only one Snoopy there. I'll actually let Chomper deal with him. That's fine. But watch Chomper here. You'll see before he even gets close to the walnut to bite it... Okay, he bit it once, but you saw what I mean. It's not exactly one space. It's like a little over one space. They also can serve as a nasty surprise for any pole vault zombies that try to jump over the walnut. Alright, final wave time. Had just enough sun to spare on that one. Alright, now we got the repeater, which is basically the pea shooter, but better. Double the cost, double the fire rate, or, well, basically, yeah, double the fire rate, double the DPS. Okay, so the game's nice and will always let you see exactly what you're coming up against so you can plan accordingly. So, what we want here... Sunflowers, of course, never leave home without them. Let's see, Snow Pea, Pea Shooter. We'll take Repeater out for this one. Repeaters are really nice, and I will take them as often as I can. Let's see, Potato Mine and Walnut should do fine. These early levels are really easy, so having the Cherry Bomb is not necessarily a necessity. We're not quite at the point in the game yet where big kabooms become a regular occurrence. And this level here actually gives me a chance to show off a nice little mechanic that only this version of the game has. The remake does not have it because, you know, EA doesn't know what they're doing in regards to respecting the original work. Because EA and respect don't belong in the same sentence. But pay attention to the music when a huge wave pops up. Okay. We'll have to play it like this. Alright, that's basic snow defenses. And basically, whenever Buckethead shows up, we can lay down a repeater and let them go to town. That Snow Pea might need some assistance. If we really wanted to go overkill, we could put another column of repeaters, and I think I might just do that. Oh, yeah, there's a Buckethead right there. That thing won't last too long with the equivalent of 5 pea shooters hitting it. I wonder if you found that potato mine appealing. There we go, defense is complete. Okay, he's gonna reach the walnut, but that's fine. Yeah, as with most zombie media, the zombies in this game, their greatest strength is their numbers. You can only ever hit the zombie that's in the front of the line, which is one of the reasons why tank zombies like that are so dangerous, is because they take forever to kill. Which means everyone behind them can make further progress. But we didn't get a seed packet this time. We got a note. Hello! We are about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies. All-out attack. Dear zombies, your spelling and handwriting are atrocious. Please see me after class. Sincerely, Ladston. So now we're at level 10, which every 10th level is a conveyor belt sort of boss rush style level. No sunflowers or anything, just conveyor belt, that's all you really get. Let's see. Right there should be sufficient. Ah, good. Ugh, Chomper. I can sacrifice that Chomper if need be. Either I can have something jump over him, or he can insta-kill a Buckethead. Either way would work. Ooh, a Snow Pea. Very nice. You know what? Go, Chomper. So that guy should get out DPS before he becomes a problem. Kill two annoying birds with one stone there. Oh, did stream crash? What happened there? Oh, no, it's just really slowing down. Get him, Chomper! Yeah. Make some room. Oh, I didn't mean to get rid of a repeater. That was bad. I meant to get rid of one of the smaller ones. That's okay, though. Let's see. Let's get rid of you. I think Chomper got munched. Oh, 4 pole vaulters! Nice try. Let's see. I'll get rid of you, okay? Oh, whoops. Oh well. Surprised that one up there has lasted so long. And the Puff Shroom. Shoots short-range spores at the enemy and costs them nothing. This is probably one of the most powerful plants in the game. Very deceptively so. Hello! Okay, so that's the end of the day set, or what's known as day. We are now in the second set of levels, which is known as night. So I'm going to stop the Plants vs. Zombies episode here, and move on to playing something else for the Twitch audience. So, for those of you on YouTube, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see y'all next time. Let me do this. Stop recording.